Hey everybody, it's Savannah Taylor, your kitchen garden coach. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my classroom. As you can see behind me here, my lettuce, my collard greens, I've got some beets back here. I'm going to talk to you today about growing food in a very small space. I know a lot of you don't really have the luxury of having a big old backyard. Maybe you just have a patio, you have a porch, you have a balcony, and this here is actually just a raised planter, okay? A raised planter. Now, this is made especially for my height. I'm a tall girl, so I did have to have it specially made for my height so I'm not constantly bending over you can also buy them that way. There's some available in my Amazon store. I don't know if they're this tall. I'll try to find some, but you can grow a ton of food in a raised planter, even if it's half this size. Okay. Now, here, like I said, I've got lettuce, I've got beets, I've got collard greens, and not just one or two. There's several growing in here. So this is a lot of food. This is a full-on big old salad bowl for at least 3 people if I were to clip all this lettuce. Now, this is the time to get your greens in the soil because as the weather gets warmer, what's going to happen is that they'll begin to bolt. What does bolting mean? Well, that means it's going to go to seed. Now, that's not a bad thing because that means you can get seed from get your own seeds. However, it's not going to produce any more lettuce. Okay, you're going to have to wait till next season. So now is the time while it's spring, it's still cool, it's not that triple digit hot weather yet. Now is the time to get your lettuce and your beets and stuff and your collard greens into the soil. Now, another thing, when we're talking about soil, you want to use raised bed soil. That's what I recommend. You don't want to start with general dirt from your yard. You don't want to start with just any type of stuff. You want to start with raised bed soil. Okay. It's healthier. It's just fluffier. You don't want your roots to struggle with if you have too much sand in your soil or too much clay or anything like that. Okay. Now, fertilizing. When we're talking about fertilizing, now I have a video where I explain to you all you can use what's called compost tea. You can use store-bought fertilizer if that's all you have. But I do have a video. I'll put a link down below on how you can make your own fertilizer using what you got. Okay, using what you got. And you want to fertilize at the time of planting so that the seeds have something healthy to start with. And then when you see them starting to come up, maybe a month, 4 to 6 weeks later, because it doesn't take long for lettuce and stuff, that's when you want to again maybe give them another little boost, right? So what else can I tell you about growing in small spaces? Well, here's the other thing. This is so economical, you guys. I haven't had to buy lettuce in weeks. This is actually about my third, after I've clipped these 3 times already and they come back very quickly. And when I say quickly, I mean within the same week, they have grown back. The lettuce has grown back. Same with the collards. Now, of course, the beets I don't clip. I'm waiting on those to shoulder, as they say. And then when they shoulder, I'll have another video when I harvest my beets. But the lettuces and everything, yeah, in about a week's time, I can harvest again, come out here with my shears. Now you don't pull them up, you clip the leaves off and then they'll grow back. Now, if you do want to continue growing lettuce into the warm season, there is what's called a heat wave blend lettuce. And I will have a link to those seeds in my Amazon store down below if you want that. And that lettuce is just as delicious. It grows just as quickly. Now, that said, even though it is a heat wave blend, when it gets to be triple digit, you still want to be mindful that it can get a little intense. So I recommend growing that in perhaps a grow bag so that if it does get too hot, you can pull that grow bag into some shade or out of the intense heat until things calm down a little bit. So when I say intense heat, I'm talking about that constant back-to-back 90 plus degree heat. Yeah, it's a little intense. So heat wave blend is great, works great when spring is over and we're into the summer months, but you still want to be mindful that it can still get a little intense. Okay. Now, if you also see here, I have what are called OYAs. This is especially helpful when perhaps you're going on vacation and you don't really have the time to come out here and water every day on those hot days. OYAs are an ancient watering system. And what it does is it's really these spikes down here, these terracotta spikes, you can get them in any size. Terracotta is very porous, and so the water leaches out in the soil, and it gives off a consistent watering in the soil so that it stays moist and so that you don't have to come out here and keep watering every single day. So if you don't really have the budget for an elaborate watering system and all that kind of stuff, Oyas are really awesome, 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 awesome. And again, they come in all different sizes and shapes. You can use the big terracotta pots and just plug them up. I have a video actually for that. I'll put that link down below on Oyas because that's really a whole other thing. But just so you know, that's what these are. These are Olla Spikes, and I've used wine bottles to put the water in, and I need to fill them up again. But yeah, that's how I keep it watered, and I don't have to come out here. I can come out here. Oh, I don't have to water them maybe every 3 to 5 days, depending on how hot it is, right? So I'll put a link to that below, but Oyas are a wonderful way to go. They are, again, an ancient watering system that if you don't want to put in drips and all that kind of stuff, these are great. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I welcome dumb questions. There are no dumb questions because I'm telling you, the question that you had, I guarantee you someone else had the same question. So feel free to ask me, and I usually answer in a reasonable amount of time. But until then, grow, grow, grow. Get out there, plant your seeds. Happy spring. All right. Bye.